This Elizabethan drama, As You Like It, written by Shakespeare, is full of pangs, jealousy between brothers, inspirable bond between sisters, and passionate love of lovers. And most important, the different perception of life where a wise seems fool and a fool appears wise. Rosalind, the daughter of Duke Senior, is raised up court of Duke Frederick with her cousin Celia. There she falls in love with a young man named Orlando. But before she can even think twice about it, she was banished by Duke Frederick, who threatens death if she again come near the court. Celia, being the best friend of Rosalind, go with Rosalind and the court clown Touchstone in the forest of Arden. When they go to forest of Arden, they saw Orlando and his manservant. Upon their arrival in the forest, they happen upon Orlando and his manservant, who was feeling wrath because of his eldest brother Oliver. To get more information, please keep on watching As You Like It.
This beautiful drama starts with a conversation between Adam, who is servant, and Orlando, who is the lead character of the drama. Rolando D. Boyce has 3 sons. While he died, he gave his responsibility to his elder son Oliver. Orlando complains Adam that his elder brother does not treat him well and has not provided good education and upbringing. Now, let us see how he treats his elder brother Oliver and his oldest servant Adam.
As I remember Adam, it was upon this fashion. My father bequeathed me by will, but poured 1,000 crowns and charged my brother on his blessings to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. He stays me at home and kept. For call you that, keeping for a gentleman of my birth. That differs not from stroll of an ox. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. And the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it.
Shh! Master Orlando, here he comes.
Stay apart, and you should hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
Marry, sir, be better employed.
Shall I keep your hogs and eat hush with them?
Know you where you are, sir?
I know. You are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood. You should so know me. I have as much of my father in me as you.
What boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young for this.
Will thy lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys, and he is thrice a villain that said, such a father begot villains. Were you not my brother, I would not take this end from your throat, till this other had pulled out your tongue.
Sweet masters, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at accord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not, till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you by his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant, and the spirit of my father grows strong within me. I will no longer endure it. Therefore, give me the poor lottery my father left me by the testament. With that, I will go by my fortune.
Well, sir, get you in. I will no longer trouble with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me.
I will no further offend you. Then becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true. I have lost my teeth in your service.
I will physic your rankness, yet will give you no 1,000 crowns neither.
In the next scene, Oliver is in his house and Dennis, a servant of Oliver, informed Oliver that Charles Wrestler is outside and wanted to meet him. Oliver called Charles inside and after an formal hello, he asked about new news of the court. Charles told that the senior duke is banished by his brother and Frederick and senior duke is living Forest of Arden like old Robin Hood of England. Charles also told that Orlando challenged him for fight with him and tomorrow in front of Duke Frederick fight is held. Now Oliver plans with Charles to break Orlando's neck during tomorrow's fight. Charles told that if Orlando come tomorrow's fight, he give him his payment. After this planning, Charles went out from the house and Oliver hoped that he will see end of Orlando because he hates him more than anyone in the world.
Call your worship.
Was not Charles, the new Duke wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door.
Call him in.
Good day to your worship, God.
Good morning, Sir Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There is no new news at the court, my lord, but the old news that the old duke is banished by his younger brother, the new duke.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and the many merry men with him. There he lives like the old Robin Hood of England.
You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry, do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with the matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother Orlando comes against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and therefore I came here to you. You might stay him.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which I will most kindly requite you. I tell thee, Charles, my brother is the stubbornest young fellow of French, a secret and villainous contriver against me. So use thy dediction and break his neck as a finger.
I am heartily glad, my lord, and I came here to you. If he comes tomorrow, I will give him his payment, and if ever he goes alone again, I will never wrestle for prize anymore. God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles.
This scene starts with two new characters, Rosalind and Celia. They both are having conversation with each other. Rosalind is the daughter of banished Duke and Celia is the daughter of Duke Frederick and have a strong friendship with each other. Because of this friendship, Duke Frederick dislikes Rosalind and want to banish her. Labu, the servant of Rosalind and Celia, also introduced in this scene, who give information about the match between Orlando and Charles. Rosalind and Celia also want to watch the wrestling match.
I praise you, Rosalind, my dear cousin. Be happy.
Dear Celia, I show more happiness than I'm mistress of. Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein, I see you love me, not with the full weight that I love you. If my uncle, your banished father, had banished my uncle, the Duke, your father, so you had not still with me.
Well, I will forget.
You know, my father has no child, but I, and truly when he dies, you shall be his hire.
From henceforth I will cause and devise sports, and let me see, and what think you falling in love?
Beware, we must not love for the sake of sport.
What shall be our sport then?
Here, he comes the gentleman love you with the mouthful of news. Hello, gentleman love you. What's the news?
Sure, princess. You are going to lose must good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, princess? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Good wrestling, princess, and they are ready to perform.
Let us see it, cousin.
Now the Duke Frederick introduces to the drama and the fight sequence between Orlando and Charles, and also Rosalind and Celia, and Labu enters in the scene. They were completely surprised to see a young man, Orlando. He is not a fighter compared to the Charles, but he win the match. After Duke Frederick become angry when they learns to identity of Orlando's father, but Rosalind impressed with Orlando and give him a chain from her neck.
Come on. Since this youth will not be entreated, his own pill on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, princess.
Alas, he is too young.
Daughter and cousin. Are you craft-headed to see this wrestling?
My lord, so please you, give us leave.
You will take a little delight in it. I can tell you, there is such choice in the man. In the pity of the challenger youth, I would fair dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. If you can move him, I'll not be by.
Call him here, good gentleman, love you.
Gentlemen, the challenger, the princess call for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come in, as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentleman, your spirits are too bold for your ears. We pray for your own sake. Do, young sir.
I request you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty. To deny so fair and excellent ladies anything, but let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shamed who was never gracious, if killed but one dead, that is willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The word no injury, for in it I have nothing, only in the word. I fill up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you.
Come! Where is this young gallant who is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
You mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. But come your ways.
Come! Young man, come! Come! Come on, come on!
No more, no more. How dost thou, Charles?
Ah, he cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my lord, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
Oh, Roland de Boys. I would thou hadst been sons to some man else. The word esteem your father honorable, but I did find him my enemy. But, fare thee well, you are a gallant youth. I would thou hadst been told me of another father.
Rosalind tells Celia that she has fallen in love with Orlando. Duke Frederick allows Rosalind to remain in fort because her friendship with his daughter Celia, but now he wanted to banish her. So Rosalind and Celia make plan to join Rosalind's father in Forest of Arden. They also wanted to travel in disguise. Rosalind as Ganymede, a young man, and Celia as Elena, a peasant girl.
But I would father, cousin, would I do this?
My father loves Sir Roland as his soul.
Gentle cousin, let us go, thank him and encourage him. Sir, you have well deserved. You do keep your promises in love, but justly you have increased promise. Your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of a shoot's fortune could give more, but that her hands lacks means.
Shall we go, Rosalind?
Fare you well, fair gentleman.
Can I not say thank you?
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortune. I will ask what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, Rosalind?
Have with you, fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she has confidence. Oh, poor Orlando, you are overthrown, or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir. I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you deserve high commendation, yet such is now the Duke's condition, that he must consider all that you have done.
I thank you, sir, and pray you tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of Duke that was here at the wrestling?
Indeed, the taller is his daughter, the other is Rosalind, daughter to banished too. But I can tell you that of late, this Duke has taken displeasure against his gentleness, grounded upon no other argument, but that the people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life his malice against this lady suddenly broke forth. Sir, fare you well.
I rest much bounden to you. Fare you well.
Rosalind, Rosalind. Why, cousin? Where in God's name, Cupid have mercy, not a word?
Not one to throw at a dog.
But is all this for your father?
No, some of it is far from my father's child.
Come, come, wrestle with your affection.
Oh, they take a part of a better wrestling than myself.
Is this possible on such a sudden? You should fall into so strong liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Does it therefore you should love him?
No.
By this kind of chase, I should hate Orlando, yet I hate no Orlando.
Not Faith, hate him not for my sake. Oh look, here comes the Duke.
Mistress, dispatch you and your affairs haste and get you from your court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if did thou best found so near of our public court as 20 miles, so you will die.
I do beseech your grace, let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Never so much as in a thought and bond did I offend your highness.
You all are traitors, your father and cousin, there is enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. treason is not be granted, my lord. Or if it did drive from our friends, what's that to me? My father was not a traitor. So good to my liege, mistake me not so much, to think my poverty is faithless.
Dear king, hear me speak.
Hey Celia, we stayed up for your sake. She with the father and along.
If she be a traitor, why so am I? We have slept together, ate, played, and learned together. We are inseparable and couple.
You are a fool. She robs thee and thy name and see more virtues when she is gone.
No, my lord.
Open not thy lip. Firm and irrevocable in my dome. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool.
Oh, poor Rosalind, where will you go? Will you change father? I will you mine.
I have more cause, cousin, that you has not.
Pray you be cheerful.
No, that he has not, cousin.
Not? Has not. Shall be sundered? Sweet girl, no.
But cousin, where shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, and travel forth so far?
Is it in mean by the kind of umber smitch on my face?
Would it not be better that I did shoot all my points like a man, and in my heart lie what hidden in woman's fear there will? We will have a swashing and martial outside, as many other mannish cowards have, that do outface it with their semblances.
What shall I call you when you are a man?
I have no worse a name than Joff's on page. Look, you call me Ganymede, but cousin, what you will be called?
No longer Celia, but Alina.
But cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be comfort to our travel?
He would go along the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away. Now we are going to contend to liberty and not to be banishment.
After Rosalind and Celia left the place, and Duke Jr. is worried and angrily talking to his servant. He believes that Orlando is with Rosalind and Celia. He plans a search party, led by Oliver, to find them. Orlando has learned from Adam that Oliver is coming.
Oh, my sweet Rosalind.
Oh, my gentle master, my sweet master, your memory of old Sir Roland.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, within this roof, the enemy of all your graces lives. This night means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not stay.
Why? Whither, Adam? Would you have me go?
No matter whither, so you stay not here.
What? What's the matter? Would you have me go and beg my food?
I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved under your father. Here is the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servant in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. How well in you appears. But come your ways. We'll go along together.
Now the new character, Duke Senior and Emin having conversation in the forest. Duke Senior tells that he loves their company very much, and Emin informs them about the incident of meeting a girl in the forest.
All my comrades and brother in this exile, has not the old custom made this life more sweet than that of a painted pomp? Are not these woods are more free from the peril than the envious court? Here we feel, but as the season differences, as the icy fang and the cruelest chiding of winter's winds, which when blow and bite upon my body, even till I shrink with cold. I smile and say, this is no flattery, these are the counselor. And that feeling pursued me, what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears at a precious jewel in his head. And this, a life exempt from public hunt, find tongues in the trees and books in the running river, sermons in stones and gold in everything. I would not change it.
Oh, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits!
I care not for my spirits if my legs were not so weary.
I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's April and to cry like a woman.
I pray you, bear, I can go no further.
For my part, I had rather be here with you than bear you.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye, now I am in Arden. The more fool I. When I was at home, I was at a better place. But travellers must be content.
Hey, be so good, Touchstone.
Let me take a rest.
Partly guess, for I love era now. How many action must ridiculous has to be in drought to buy the fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, you did not? Then you never loved so heartily. If you remember, not the slightest folly that ever love did make thee run into. You has not love. If you has not spoke as I do now, bearing the hair with my mistress, my patience. You has not love. If you has not broke company, abruptly as my patience makes me now, you has not love. Oh Phoebe, Phoebe, Phoebe.
Oh, Jove, Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
Oh, and mine, but it grows somewhat still with me.
I pray you, once a cushion, young man, if he for gold will give us any food, I faint almost to death.
Allah, you clown!
Who calls?
Peace, you fool! He is not thy kinsman.
Oh.
Good morrow to you, friend, and to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I pray you, shepherd, if that love or gold can in this desert place by entertainment, he is a young maid which travel much oppressed and faints for succor.
Fair sir, I pity her, but I am shepherd to another man, and do not share the places that I gaze, his cot, his flocks, and ponds of feed unknown sails.
I pray you, if it stand with honesty by you, the cottage, the pastures, and the flocks, and you shall have to pay for it of us.
As verily, the thing is to be showed. Go with me, and if you like report upon the shoal, the prophet, and this kind of life, I will your very faithful feeder be. Come with me.
Let's go, Alina.
Now Orlando and Adam are in the forest. Adam feels very tired and hungry. Orlando soon set off in the forest and discovered the banished duke and asked him for the food with the help of sword.
Why, how now, gentlemen? What a life is this, that our poor friend must woo your company. What you look merrily?
A fool, a fool. I met a fool in a forest. A motley fool. A miserable world as I do live by food. I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms, in good sad terms, and yet a motley fool. Then I say, good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he, Call me not a fool till heaven had sent me fortune. And then he drew a dial from his poke and looked on it with lackluster eyes and says very wisely, "It is 10 o'clock. And after 1 hour it will be 11. So from hour to hour we ripe and ripe. So from hour to hour we rot and rot, and thereby hangs a tale. O worthy fool, a noble fool, mortal is the only wear.
What a fool is this?
O noble fool, a worthy fool, would that I were a fool? I am ambitious for a motley coat.
For beer, and eat no more.
Why? I have eaten none yet.
Nor shall not until necessity be served.
Of what kind should this cock come on?
For beer, I say. He dies who touches any of this fruit, till I and my affair are answered.
And you will not be answered with my reason. I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force. Move us to gentleness.
I almost die for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and you welcome to our table.
Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here. Therefore, put I on the countenance of stun. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in the which hope I blush and hide my sword.
True is it that we have seen better days, and have with the holy bell been nailed to church, and sat at a good man's feast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity has engendered. Therefore, sit you down in gentleness.
But your food a little while. There is a poor old man, who after me has many a weary step limp in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with 2 weak evil says, and I will not touch a bit.
Go, seek him out, and we will nothing waste till you return.
Thank you again, sir.
What is your name, young man?
Orlando, my lord, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
If you were, good Sir Roland's son, and as you have whispered so faithfully, you be truly welcome here. Good old man, as your master is, I am the Duke that loved your father.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail and unwillingly to school, and then the lover, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrows, and then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like a pard, quick and sudden like a quarrel, and seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, with good cap on, lined with eyes, full of wise souls and modern instances, so he plays his part. And the sixth age, with lean into slippered pantaloons, and his big manly voice slipper into childish treble. And last scene of all, that ends this strange and eventful history, and his second childishness into more oblivion. Sun's teeth, sun's eyes, sun's taste, and sun's everything. Oh, pity humans. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players.
The scene started where Orlando fell in love with Rosalind. He started writing poetry for her. When Rosalind found this poetry, she has a change in her heart. When Orlando and Rosalind meets, but Orlando did not recognize in her male disguise. She also offers him to help in his love sickness. Orlando also asked her how he would win her beloved. Or Rosalind and Celia were worried about their fathers. The scene ends when Orlando went back to Duke Frederick.
Hang there, my verse, in witness of my love. And you, thrice crowned Queen of Night, survey with your eye from pale sphere above. Oh, Rosalind, these trees will be my books, and in their barks, my thoughts I'll character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see your virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, right on every tree. The fair, the beautiful, the unexpressive Rosalind.
Ooh. How now, back friends? Shepherd, go off a little.
Shepherd, go off a little.
You too.
Oh.
You know how the name should be hanged and carved upon these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of wonder before you came. Wait a minute. Look here, what I found on a palm tree. I was never so berhymed since Pythagoras' time, when I was an Irish rat, which I could hardly remember.
Through you who had done this?
Is it a man?
And a chain you once wore about his neck change your color.
Nah, I pray thee, who?
Oh, is it possible?
I pray you, tell me.
No.
Please, Alina, tell me.
No.
Please. Please, Alina, tell me.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Please.
And most
Please, Alina,
wonderful, wonderful.
Please, Alina.
Again wonderful. And after that out of all whooping.
Alas the day. What shall I do with my doublet and hose? Do you think I am dressed like a man? 1 inch of delay is a south of discovery.
He had but a little beard.
Why, God will send more if the man will be thankful. Now let me stay the knowledge of his chin if you delay me not.
He is young.
Young who?
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yes.
Alas the day. I have doublet and hose in my disposition. What did he when you saw him? How looked he? When shall you see him again? Oh, answer me in one word.
You must borrow me an elephant mouth first. But take a taste. I found him under a tree like a drop darken.
When it drops for such fruit.
Dearly he stretches along like a wounded knight.
Though it be a pity to see such a sight, it will become ground.
Cry holla to your tongue.
Please, Alina, tell me.
No.
Do you not know? I'm a woman. When I think, I must speak. Please tell me.
No.
Please tell me. Please.
No.
Hola, Forester. Hola, Forester. Do you hear?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is o'clock?
You should ask what time of day. But there is no clock in forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else seeking every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
Well, with this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest.
Your accent is finer than you could purchase, and so remove the dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed my old religious uncle had taught me how to speak. He was in his youth an inland man, the one who knew courtship too well. He taught me how to know a man in love, and I thank God I'm not a woman to be touched with so many giddy offences.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he led to the charge of women? I pray thee, recount some of them.
Why? I will not cast away my physique, but those that are sick. There is a man who haunts the forest and abuses our young plants with carving roselyn on their bark. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the sense of love upon him.
I am he that is so love shaked. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
But there is none of my uncle's marks upon you.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. Your beard neglected, your bonnet unbended, your shoes untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless dissolution.
I swear to you, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am he, that unfortunate he.
But are you as much in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Yes, love is merely a madness. But now I profess curing it by my counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
One and in this manner he used to imagine me his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to my court to woo me, and I slowly cured him from his love disease.
I would not be cured, youth.
But I would cure you if you call me Rosalind and come every day to my court to woo me.
By the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me and I'll show it to you. And by the way, you can also tell me where in the forest you live.
With all my heart, good youth.
Now, you must call me Rosalind. Will you go?
Why not?
Come, Alina. Never come to me. I will weep.
Do I pity, but yet have the grace to consider that years do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good as cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
But his hair is of a good color.
An excellent color. Your chestnut was full of the ever color.
And his kisses is full of fragrance, like a touch of holy grain.
The eyes of chastity is in them.
But why would he promise that he would come this morning and comes not?
No, certainly there is no truth in him.
No true in love.
Yes, when he is in, but I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was it not his?
I met the Duke yesterday. He asked me what parentage I was. I told him as good as he. But why we talk of parents, then there is such a man as Orlando.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind. Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
How now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover, and you serve me such another trick. Never come in my sight anymore.
I came within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour, promise and love. A minute delay in love equals to 1,000 years. Never come in my sight anymore.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
I had as leave be wood of a snail.
Of a snail?
Yeah, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his shoulder. A better jointer, I think. And besides, he takes his destiny with him.
What's that? Virtue is the one maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind. Come, woo me. For now, I am in a holiday humor, like enough to consent. Ask me what you want to say to me, and I am your Rosalind.
I would kiss before I spoke.
Now, you had better speak first. And for lovers lacking matter, the cleanliest shift is to kiss.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
Marry that, should you? If I am not your Rosalind.
I take some joy to say you are.
Well, and in her person, I say I will not have you.
Then, in mine, on person, I die?
No faith, die by eternity. The poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and no one died because of love. The men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them from time to time, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I, protest her from might kill me.
No, by this hand it will not kill a fly. But now I am your Rosalind. In a more coming disposition, Ask me what you will. I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, Faith, will I. Fridays, Saturdays, and all days.
Will you have me?
Why? Are you no good?
I hope so.
Why then? Can one desire too much of a good thing? Sister! Alina! Sister!
What do you say, sister?
Pray you marry us.
I cannot say the words.
You have to say, will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
Go to. Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
I will.
Eh, but when?
Why now? As fast as she can marry us.
Then you must say, I take the Rosalind for wife.
I take you, Rosalind, for my wife.
And I do take the Orlando for my husband. And tell me, Orlando, how long would you have her after you have possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say a day, without the ever. Oh no, Orlando.
But will my Rosalind do so?
Why? She will do as I do.
But she is wise.
Yes, she is wiser, but the waywarder.
For these 2 hours, I will leave you.
Alas, dear love, I cannot leave the 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with you again.
Go your ways. I knew that you would prove. My old friend had taught me that your fluttering tongue had won me. 'Tis one more cast away, so come death.
Hey, sweet Rosalind.
I know you have to go. But if you come even 1 minute late, I think you the most pathetical and the most hollow lover and the most unworthy that you call her Rosalind. So 2 o'clock is your hour.
With no less religion, if you were indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
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 Oliver arrived forest and meets Rosalind and Celia. He tells that unaware of my identity, Orlando saved him from a lion when he slept near a tree, and he is Orlando's brother, and now he is completely changed. He reveals that Orlando is wounded by a lion. Rosalind faints after listening these words.
Good morrow, fair ones. Are not you the owner of this house?
It is no boost being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth command him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody-stained napkin. Are you he?
I am.
Some of my Sam, if you would know of me what man I am, and how and why and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last young Orlando parted from you, he promised to return within the hour. Under an oak, a wretched, ragged man lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake wretched itself. But suddenly seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself and slipped away into a bush, under which bushes sat a lioness lay couching head on ground, with cat-like watch. The sleeping man stood still. This seen Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother. But he random him the wake up.
And well might he so do, for well I know he was a natural.
But for Orlando, did he leave him there?
Twice did he turn his back and propose so, but kindness nobler ever than revenge, which quickly fell before him.
Are you his brother?
Wasn't you he rescued?
When from first to last between us, 2 tears are recounted, had most kindly bathed, as how I came into the desert place, who led me to the gentle Duke, committing me into my brother's love, who led me into his cave, and stripped itself. The lioness had turned some flesh away here upon his arm, and now he fainted, and fainting upon Rosalind.
Oh, how now, gangmate, sweet gangmate.
Money will soon when they look on blood.
There is more in it, cousin gangmate.
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home.
We let you there, I pray you.
Be of good cheer, youth.
Please, sir, tell your brother, how will I counterfeit?
This is not counterfeit. There is too great testimony in your complexion. It is passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
You look paler and paler. Please, sir, let's go.
I will.
Oliver confessed to Orlando he has fallen in love with Elena. Orlando tells to Rosalind that tomorrow brother wedding will take place in front of Duke Senior. Rosalind, still in disguise of Ganymede, tells him that through magic appear and definitely married with his beloved.
Is it possible? On so little acquaintance that. But seeing Alina, you should love her. And loving woo. And wooing she should grant.
Neither call in my question. I say with me, I love Elena.
Let your wedding be tomorrow. And I will invite the Duke and all his followers. Go and prepare Alina.
The next day, Rosalind and Celia reveals their true identities, and Rosalind with Orlando and Celia with Oliver get married in front of Duke Frederick. And Jack DuBois, the third son of Roland DuBois, brings the news king that Duke Frederick meets the old religious hermit and now completely changed and wanted to restore his brother's dukedom. The newly married couple start dancing.
Good Duke, receive your daughter. Hammond from heaven brought her. Hey, brought her hither, that you must join her hand and his, whose heart within bosom is.
If there is truth inside, you are my daughter.
If there be truth inside, you are my Rosalind.
I will have no father, if you be not he. I will have no husband, if you be not he.
Oh, my dear niece, welcome you to me. Even daughter, welcome in no less degree.
Let me have audience for a word or two. Duke Frederick, hearing how that every day man of great worth addressed a mighty power, which were on the foot in his conduct purposely to take his brother hair, and put him to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood he came, where meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him was converted, both from his enterprise and from the world's crown, bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again that there with him exiled.
Welcome, you young man. You are praised fairly to my daughter's wedding. Meantime, this new fallen dignity and fall into our rustic revelry. Proceed, proceed. We will begin these rites as we do trust. They all end in true delight.
यार अभी है डायलॉग होगा वो ये आगे फोबिया इस एस
सोना कैसे में
अरे यार एक मिनट अगर पी गया हो
फिल्मों में चाय पीते क्या?
क्या हो गया क्या कर रहा है तूने? तू इसकी तरफ देख के क्यों बोल रहा हो गया?
भूल गया।
अरे भाई बुड्ढा खड़ा हो गया। बता लाठी ऐसे उठा लिया आराम से। अरे भैंस क्या कर क्या रहा है?
एक मिनट रेस्ट ले रहे हो, ऐसे लग रहा है मर रहे हो। रेस्ट कैसे लेते क्या? लेट मी टेक रेस्ट। ऐसे कौन रेस्ट लेते हैं?
तू हाथ क्यों हिला रहा है विशाल?
अगर सुनो मैं बताऊं, अटक जाओ ना।
Wonderful and most wonderful and yet again wonderful. तेरे क्या हो गया? अच्छा and his kisses is full of sensitivity. Sensitivity नहीं है।
अरे ये रीना स्क्रीन
False is Roseland.
तू क्यों हंस रही है इसमें? ऑरलैंडो का कोई खबर लेके आया और तू टेंशन में ऑरलैंडो आया ही नहीं अभी तक। इसके बाद डायरेक्ट मेरा हो जाए। आ गया उसको लॉइन से लड़के आया वो।
When that the sleeping room.
ऐसे क्यों? और क्या? हाँ मुझे लगा तेरे अंदर पूरी माता जी आ गई।
उसके बाद तेरा
From Roseland.
Oh how now can meet. और वो कितनी स्माइल कर रही है मुझे बेहोशी में। अरे मैं She's so smiling. Oh wow बढ़िया अच्छा है, रास्ते का कांटा साफ हो गया।
मैंने दिल छू
बेड हाँ बेड
स्टार्ट करो तो बोल देना ठीक है?
स्टार्ट।
Let me take a rest.
Hola, you clown!
Who calls?
I have no husband. If you be
बोलो इसमें डायलॉग सारे बोल दो।
किसको बोलो?
डायलॉग बोलो इसके अंदर।
कैमरे को बोलो।
उसको वो नहीं होगा, ये है आपकी जगह वो।
रख और फेस ऐसे थोड़ा हिला दे।
हाँ सुनो
सेंस भी लगा लो।
Good day to your worship, Lord.
उसको बोलना है।
Worship, Lord.
एक मिनट यार।
अरे ओ सीलिया
आजा।
अरे सीलिया
Pure princess.
मत बोलना।
Wherein if I be foiled but killed but one there.
अगर एक दिन में पूरे मूवी बता दो आप।
प्लीज
हाँ बजा रहे कराना जे।
हाँ तो करे ना।
हमारी लिमिटेशंस है अपनी।
कोई बात नहीं।
ज्यादा अच्छी बन जाएगी फालतू।
कर लो किसी ने टैबलेट।
हाँ पर स्टेज का काम थोड़ी करे, अलग अलग सिचुएशन है ना दोनों।
हाँ लेकिन एक ही स्टेज पे एक कोने पे वो है, एक कोने पे ये।